Hello, everybody, and good morning. Welcome back to our new season of our No Man's Land survival series. I'm just up here at the store picking up some liquid fertilizer for us. Been a busy month in game that we've been off. We ended with harvesting a field. We finished harvesting the remaining 2 fields, prepped all the fields to get ready for planting for the start of the season. No, we did not get a new farm truck. Towards the end of the series, you may have seen this sitting in the garage a few times when we were going in and out of it. Figured this season we'll get a little bit of use out of it. It is a 1919 Ford Model TT truck, and we'll just use it to move stuff around the farm, occasionally come pick up some things and that. But yeah. Let's get sounds just right. There we go. There's been some changes around the farm, some expansions, new buildings added, new equipment purchased. But let's get this back home. We can go through everything. We expanded out a little bit. But we'll take a quick ride home and we'll go through everything. So I'll see you when we get back at the homestead. Alright, here we are pulling up. As you can see, all 3 fields are prepped and ready for planting. I believe the end of last season we had put this silo up. Or maybe that was new construction I did offline when we harvested the sorghum field. But there's our storage for sorghum for the chickens and any other crops that we may want to keep. Our chickens are doing well, I think. I haven't actually checked on them. That's kind of bad. Yes, they're still doing good. Good production. They got plenty of food. These guys are doing good. And as necessary, it looks like we need water for our flowers. Mushrooms, you also see I set this to selling. I was having issues with it being stored and then me clearing out the storeroom, the storage area for it, and it's still saying that there was, storage full, even though there was nothing. So we switched them to selling, so it'll directly sell them. We won't have to worry about transporting them back to the store. One of the upgrades that we did, we quote-unquote hired a delivery service to come pick up the products. I also upgraded. I added a mod that allows us to upgrade production, so I upgraded all of them to level 2, which gives us 309 cycles per month instead of the 104 that they were originally. So we had those upgrades. No upgrades to any of that. So we cut the fields. Go through new equipment in a moment, but there's some new equipment there. Actually, I want to put this in the house garage. But as you can see, we got 2 mushroom greenhouses and 2 flower greenhouses. Oh, looks like something got into our hay bales. But yeah, so new equipment, we'll start over here. We got this pull behind spreader that we'll use mainly for spreading laminate on the fields. This came in handy. As we prepped the fields, once we harvested them, we plowed them with the subsoiler and then we rolled them to push all the little stones in that down, and then we got a better fieldstone collection implement to collect all the field stones, drop them off in the lime production facility, and we made the lime that we use to lime all the fields. So now it's a new piece of equipment, and then you saw these over here. The John Deere, of course, is not new, but here is the roller we have that we rolled the fields with. It works pretty well. It's got a nice 12.5 meter working width, so it doesn't take that long to pull on to do the fields, which is nice. And then we got this big stone collector here. It's got a nice wide, I think like 6 meter working width, but it's got a small storage capacity, so it the bigger fields, it took a couple empties to get done. And of course, we've got the filthy John Deere. And then heading over here, being that we upgraded water, the double greenhouses, we added 2 much larger water storage tanks to them, and the little trailer wasn't going to do. So we picked up this water tanker trailer, and this little yard semi that's usually used to move trailers and stuff around like a warehouse yard. I figured that would work perfectly for us here transporting water. And that we upgraded the well as well. No pun intended. And that's pretty much all the new stuff that we did in the month off that we had. So let's get the water to the greenhouses. And probably gonna, I think it takes 2 tanker trailer fulls, if I remember correctly. The little truck's not the fastest, but it doesn't need to be. You know, we just needed to move this full tanker around the yard. We've got a working light in this as well. Not that there's any other vehicles and stuff moving around, but it's a good habit to alert out that, hey, we're doing stuff. Yep, that only gets us about halfway, it looks like. 21, 31. This takes a while to fill as well. So we'll get this filling, and then we'll check back on it in a bit. Alright, yep, we'll let that fill up, we'll check on it. But at least gets that production back up and running. Sheep. Still not 1,000 liters of wool, they're taking their sweet time to generate stuff. But the important is what we can plant. We can plant canola, which we should do for a profit crop. And then where are we on our sorghum? I think we've got plenty of sorghum to feed the chickens throughout the winter, I hope. If not, we'll have to buy some chicken feed. But I guess we'll plant the big field with canola, and then wheat and barley in the other two, because that's really all we can plant, it looks like. Other than grass and oilseed radish, which we don't really need a cover crop. Everything else comes in, it looks like. Here, we maybe even get to the point where we open a new field before April and we can plant a field of sorghum. So let's do the big field with canola, which is actually, I think that far one, the last one we put in, I think is our biggest field. I think. See what the map says. Actually it says this one's our biggest field. Okay, so we'll plant canola here. That's if we can get to this stuff in the... There's a barn here. The barn's a bit of a mess. Yeah, it looks like we can get to it if we move the Volvo out of the way. I gotta figure out what happened here. Let's get the Volvo out of the way. I'll have to find an easier way to store these things since we got more equipment to get inside. That's a later problem. For now, we need to get these fields planted and ready to go. The other goal we have for this year is we're gonna set up a little exploratory gold mining operation here on the farm and see if we can get any. Oh, we're not gonna fit, that's right. We don't fit in the barn anymore. We had double wheels. I think we can use the Volvo to get that out. We may need to upgrade this barn or add another barn for equipment. Use this one just for storage of like hay bales and straw bales and such. There we go. And we may need to invest in a pressure washer to clean up some of the equipment. You can see I kind of cleaned up the engine a little bit when I did maintenance on it, but I didn't clean the rest of it. And we should probably fill this. Means we're gonna need to Ford. We need to pallet Ford to unload the Model T. So we'll grab them in a minute. I crash into the barn. That's a great start for the day. We don't need much. We should be able... I've got a plusho bag in the garage here and 2 full ones. Come up with better storage for all this stuff as well. Yeah, there's our little bag. This is where it's gonna get fun. Oh, you don't fit in the back door here. That's problematic. I know we used to have the tractor in the garage, but we never tried to go out the rear door with it. Get some ventilation back in. Oh, this isn't going to give us much. I guess we might as well fill it all the way up so we don't run into issues. Wrong button. I think we'll fit with the vent open. But Oh, I hear the other tractor running. That's the problem. Alright, you guys know how this all works from last season. So we'll go into a time lapse of us getting... Actually, let's get fuel first since we're out of fuel. Because we won't get very far if we don't have fuel. Should have checked that before we drove all the way up here. But our little tanker is doing pretty well. From when we put it in last year, we have yet to have to fill it up. And I filled up 2, 4, like 8 times between this tractor and the Ford last month doing all the work around the farm here. And we still got a decent amount in there, so we're good on that. Though I think at some point we will need to fill this tanker back up this season. Which is not going to be fun. Alright. Now we'll get back up to the top. And go into our field planting time lapse. So it's good that we don't have to worry about making the deliveries and loading up the trailer from them. We just have to remember to check on the water tank levels and make sure that they've got plenty of water to continue producing. Okay, now we'll go into the time lapse. I'll see you when we finish the field. And that is that. Good thing we filled up the cedar before we started. We would have definitely run out. And we burned half a tank of fuel doing this too. A little bit of rain that we had did a nice, clean the tractor off a bit. Yeah, it cleaned the tractor off nicely. That. On the inside of the Ford doesn't look like it got too wet. That's nice. Field's done. It'll need to be fertilized. We have this filled back up, ready to go. Dig the sprayer out. I should be able to get to not having to move anything, hopefully. Good. that we've got like no fertilizer left in this thing. Maybe we won't have to store any of these IBCs anywhere. So even with a 1,000-pound weight, this thing is it's a little hectic carry. Okay. One. Oops, too far. Almost a full thing. That's nice. So let's check on the field and see what we got. Bonus yield of 50%. Not fertilized yet. Okay. Fertilizer down on the field here, and then we'll wait till it sprouts, and we'll put the second application of fertilizer down. We should be good for this field. This should last us a while. We should be able to get both applications on all 3 fields with what we've got in the tank here. Be nice. Little unwieldy with how wide it is in operating mode, but I think if we use it more we'll get used to it, but we just don't really have a need to use it more than like twice a year. Alright, last little bit, and this field is basically done, except for the final application of fertilizer on it once it sprouts. that. Let's get this folded up and parked out of the way. Using it again soon, so let's just stick it there. Alright, let's make one more water delivery, I think. Oh wow, we burned through a lot of water in just... Whoa, just today. We filled this at the beginning of the day, and we already have problems. I forgot how probably the increased production means we're going to be going through a lot more water. We're making a lot more deliveries of it. It's not like we're doing a little bit of water at once. We're doing 32,000 liters at a time. Oh, I think the steamer was in the way. I haven't needed it back yet, so here it sits. Offload this. And we'll go set it to do another one. Get it filling again. So much easier than the little trailer. That's filling. $783 liters of hay left. 551 liters of wool. A little over halfway to a full pallet. We got 3,400 liters of diesel, which is nice. Okay, what is... Okay. So yeah, like, only part of a truckload is going to fit. That is fine. Oh, it's gonna take forever for this truck to fill. That's right. So I think we got a lot accomplished in this first video for the new season. We got a field planted and fertilized. We've taken care of the greenhouses and are still in the process of doing that. We picked up some liquid fertilizer so that we could fertilize the field. Got that unloaded. Actually, let's get this truck back in to the garage. And now we took a quick tour of everything that we did. Yeah, we went through everything we did in our little month-long break that we had. And got started on what will hopefully be our most successful season yet. Yeah, I think getting rid of having to do the daily deliveries from the greenhouses is going to help us. I mean, the funds have been slowly going up all day long as the things sell every hour. And that was still going to manually do like the wool and the eggs from the chickens because they don't populate as quickly. So those aren't going to be a super headache. The big headache is going to be making sure that we do at least 2, if not 3, water deliveries to the greenhouses every day. Like one first thing in the morning, and then we set the tanker to fill. And then we check on it like midday, add more water, set the tanker to fill, and then in the evening, whether the evening be still while we're filming or after hours as I do some cleanup stuff like I usually do. Not on film, like when I rearrange, put equipment away, and all that. I do a lot of that off camera at the end of the day. And that I can make the last delivery to make sure we get through the night. Excuse me. While still being productive, because they are a huge moneymaker for us. We don't have to do anything but provide them with water. Which is nice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When did we get 2 more? We must have just got them at the beginning of this episode. These guys made 2 more. Okay. So wool production should start going up a little bit more. Food and water is going to start going down a lot. But not much we can do about that. These guys are running. We've got 42,000 liters of methane, which should be good to get us started. But we'll definitely, once we get the fields done, we'll probably do a run to make more silage and get that going before we venture into seeing if we've got any gold on the property. And actually, I want to look at no, it is a factory, I believe. So lime production. So $35,000 for us to build the facility. That's not bad. So yeah, I think once we get the fields taken care of, all planted, up and ready, we'll do a bunch of silage and that to get fermenting so that we can continue to feed our methane plant. Then I think we will work on figuring out where we want to set up that processing plant. Probably over by the lime production, I think would be a good spot for it, since we are digging into that one hill. And then see if we get any gold, because that will definitely help increase the bank account if there's actually gold here on any of the property here. Sounds like this truck is still filling. Oh yeah. But I think that will do it for this episode. Like I said, we got a lot accomplished, and getting off on the right foot for this new season of this series. We'll see where it takes us by the time we get to the end, if there will be a season 3, or if perhaps we've made several $1,000,000 and decide to sell and move our operation someplace else. But we'll have to see. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next episode.